Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Pressure's rising at Forrester Creations when Carter shows up to state his case. It's a day of shock and rising tempers at the office. Carter dares to enter the structure, and it looks like his appearance causes quite the dislocation. Steffi, Ridge, and Eric find themselves in a face-off with their partner, Susurrus/new master. The situation is hotting up, and Carter is ready to take charge, and there's nothing any of them, including legal eagle Justin, can do about it. While Carter stands his ground against Isaac's best musketeers, Hope defends herself to her mama. Brooke is none too pleased with her son as of late, and she's not hiding any of that burning enmity. Will Brooke eventually see what everyone additional sees when it comes to her son? Carter got fired, also took over, Steffi declared war, Remy got to know Sheila, and so much more. Ridge offered Carter a shocking claim. Give up Hope or give up his job. Carter chose Hope, and Ridge instantly fired him on the spot. He ousted Carter from the company and his life. No more Susurrus and no more stylish friend. At the same time, Brooke read her son for smut. How dare she try to steal Forrester Creations from the Forresters? What were she and Carter allowing? Hope had a lot of reasons, but none of them were good. She advised Hope this could bring Carter big time. Ridge leaned on Brooke as he came to terms with Carter's treason. Carter was a huge part of his world, and now it's clear that his commitment lay with Hope and not with his family. He also refocused the cutlet exactly in Hope's direction, which caused a huge rift in their love. Brooke didn't like that at all. As for Carter, he arrived at the cabin and streamlined Hope that he was now jobless. Yes, it's bad, but he has no regrets. He chose Hope and saw this as a morning to their story and not an end. He promised to no way give up on her or on them. Over at the Cliff House, Taylor and Steffi got in some good FaceTime. And, as usual, their converse led to Steffi trying to parent trap her parents. She indeed brought up the fact her father had yet to marry Brooke. That had to be a sign, right? Steffi no sooner got to the office than Ridge dropped the lemon about Carter. Steffi understandably lost it and criticized it all on Hope. She ran off to defy Hope, who had formerly been torn into by her mama. Hope gave as good as she got while having it out with Brooke, but not so important when Steffi tore into her. Steffi made it crystal clear Hope would no way step bottom in FC again. Back at the office, Katie smoothly teased Will about his new love with Electra. The youthful lady also showed up and had a fun converse with them both, including talking about how lucky she felt to have run into Remy, how nice to have a friend in city. Latterly, Electra and Will went to Il Giardino, where Remy was hard at work getting to know Sheila and telling her each about his special crush. He was overjoyed to see Electra and Will come by and made it a point to memorize with Electra. Steffi continued to rebuke Hope, which eventually led to Hope breaking up and telling the verity about that day in the design room with Finn. It didn't make important difference, however. Hope was still out, Carter was still fired, and Steffi was still beyond angry. Ridge was veritably the same position of fury at the office. He griped to Taylor about the whole fire. Taylor was shocked and tried to make sense of it all. Ridge was sure he knew the source of Carter's treason, Hope. It was all Hope's fault. Across the hall, Brooke streamlined Katie on what's going on with Hope and Carter. Their relationship, the tried Susurrus, and Carter's ultimate downfall. To say Katie was shaken is an understatement. When Brooke was done discovering the tea, she went across the hall just in time to hear Ridge point the cutlet at Hope. She didn't like that and called him out. Will and Electra lunched at Il Giardino, and she had a great time catching up with Remy. Don't worry, however, Will, nothing has ever happened or will ever be between them. Promise. She kissed Will while Remy stood across the room, intimately giving them the stink eye. Eric, Steffi, and Ridge got the shock of their lives when Justin blazoned Carter duped them all. He's not the director of FC and the master of them all. And there's nothing Justin could do about it. No sooner did they begin reeling than Carter came by and flexed his newfound power. He refused to back down and seized at the Forrester throne. He made it clear there would be no further favoritism under his watch. The Logans would be just as important as the family. The Forresters were furious, to say the least. Hope dropped several hints to Brooke about what was about to come. Brooke was just as furious as Ridge about her son's treason. She advised Hope she was playing with fire and would most clearly get burned. At the same time, Poppy visited her jailbird son. Luna squeezed out some fake gashes and fake justifications. When Bill was brought up, however, she cheered right over. And she was virtually beaming when Bill showed up after getting her newest letter. Crew Morrow has been doing a great job since his debut as a Will Spencer recast before this time. Will is part of a major plot that's just getting started, but Morrow also scored a new film part that he's sure to make a splash in. Filmmaker Wes Miller is gearing up for a legal suspenser called Wildcards, and Morrow's set to play a vital part in all the drama. Morrow will be portraying Theodore Sterling, a youthful man of honor who goes on trial after an African-American woman in her accuses him of assault. The film will showcase jury reflections, but there'll be a twist thanks to a mysterious wildcard substantiation with a surprise link to Theodore. Although Theodore's defense attorney has a winning band, getting him off the hook may not be so simple once this wildcard is introduced. It sounds like an interesting premise that'll surely keep observers on the edge of their seats. Leon, Elise Neal, Aries Spears, and Stakia Lynn Washington have all landed supereminent places, but Morrow, Robert Catrini, Courtney Grace, and Samantha Wachs are part of the cast as well. Of course, we've to ask, what does this mean for Will Spencer's future? There's no suggestion that Crew Morrow is formally exiting. It's possible that they will simply be a little more flexible with Morrow's schedule and allow him to retake at times when he's not busy on the set of Wildcards. Also again, Remy Price wants a Lecter Forrester for himself, so he may eventually decide to push Will out of the picture. That could lead to Will getting held hostage or indeed stuck in a coma following some injuries. Still, there are easy ways of doing that grounded on Remy's stalkerish tendencies and the fact that he'll need to get relief of the competition if BNB needs to put Will on ice for a while. We'll bring you more prognostications on what'll be with Will moving forward, but we clearly want to compliment Crew Morrow on his new film gig. Remy will inflict annihilation as his preoccupation spirals out of control, so stay tuned for updates on all the jaw-dropping news to come. Steffy Forrester truly feels she has a profound and enduring love with a man who's fiercely devoted to her. John Finnegan incontrovertibly cherishes Steffy, constantly proving his commitment and support when it matters most. But a question arises, is Finn maybe a bit too dull for someone as vibrant as Steffy? While he's really a decent Joe, he does end exactly Trance's seductiveness, although he's incontrovertibly sexy. On the face, Steffy and Finn make a visually charming couple, which is a significant factor in the world of cleaner operas. This aesthetic might be enough to warrant their continued pairing. Also, it's stimulating to see Finn devoted solely to Steffy, especially after all the drama she endured with Hope Logan over Liam Spencer. Liam isn't exactly the most thrilling character either, so Finn's presence isn't a significant downgrade in that regard. Nonetheless, Steffy and Finn's relationship can occasionally feel a bit dull. They frequently fall into a predictable routine where Finn does commodity that annoys Steffy, also he apologizes and eventually gives in to her wishes. This pattern has played out constantly, especially with all the drama girding Sheila Sharp. Of course, the show spices effects up with a dramatic deliverance then and there, like when Finn rushed to save Steffy from Luna Nozawa's pen. The show features broad romantic warbles that elevate Steffy and Finn's relationship to grand proportions, but are they truly fated for each other like utmost star-crossed suckers? Some suckers argue that Finn is stifling Steffy's eventuality for further witching. Love stories, as he frequently comes off as her uninspired cheerleader, or worse, a stage canine. On utmost days, he resembles a golden retriever in mortal form, eager to please Steffy and seeking her blessing like a stroke on the head. Finn infrequently gets the chance to assert himself or express his own views for long, which can make their love feel a bit lackluster, not to mention denigrating his masculinity.